Mustapha Machana pay.
You so many about.
Name bomb to say.
Right now, I don't.
Nasa na saying NDC. I said the campaign has should I say moved from the normal groundswork to spirituality. Is that what it is?
When is a bosha. Yes, only a crown for bosha. Or Dana Joa. No, be when the back on the ato. Spirituality is so. We free more and ye.
Well, but
I dare not, no.
Pejame bike ne kakra na.
Unamun tokwa enko.
2024 7 December elections no.
Sunsum entokwa nsoka ho. Na obi a Nanado chief priest. Eje ya wayi na ma. Usu bempa ode. Reverend Usu bempa ode. Anointing oil, the anointing Nanado man or nantwi abebe. And then omunyina the party. So it's not just a battle of flesh and blood, spiritualities. And a Christopher ne Muslimi fo a womu di womu ni Kandifo. Say ho che ya omho ne yeko. Na yeti kromu about this time nana ya obi a ho akere. Osofo ho akere. Odinsini ho akere. Asore ba ho akere. Obi a ho akere. Enti enye amanyefo nko ana wo mo ye campaign.
Is the battle Muslims against Christians? Sanity?
No, we don't reduce ourselves to that mediocrity and jokes of a campaign. I think that MPP Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia felt he can take advantage of that, but he's not a good Muslim. I have been a Muslim for over 35 years, and I can tell you, Bawumia is not a good Muslim.
What do you mean by he's not a good Muslim? Let
me tell you, I have told them that. I've told you that the day Eda Bawumia ever recited Fatiha from A to Z, I will resign as a Deputy General Secretary. Look, Temu Amukofa Anebaye as President Nanado running mate. No? Mustapha Hamid and womu position to brand Bawumia and teach him some of the basics. But it also became clear that he even married his wife,
who is also a Muslim.
At a wedding, at a white wedding. I said, Abrofudiebi. We saw pictures of that. But what it also means is that Nanaya, we are Muslim, we are Christian. It is not the equation. Nanado is a Christian, but today he is the most wicked president Ghana has ever seen.
Wicked is a harsh word, isn't it?
Harsh word? Do you know the number of people who have died out of bad governance? Frustrated because of the hardship. And next 4 years school pet who bisanu the next idea or visa. She's willing or he's willing to go outside the country, just go out of Ghana because of bad governance. And then teacher 4 one actually a mad and I asked hey menu akumai. See teacher ni na hwe no. Omo ho ache wo mo. A soldier for ho ache wo mo. A police for ho ache wo mo. 82 years old man president. Yeah papa. He careless. And you think he's not wicked? His legacy is to be building monuments, statues all over the place.
Well, that statue, no one see. You see him for Western region.
But he went to commission.
Whatever.
Whatever. Nanado. Now, Oko commission be. You see, he's not even sure, sir. Even if Bawumia becomes president, he will honor him. So he must do it before he leaves. He's not even sure. Yes, that is the case. Look, Nanaya, let me tell you. Jubilee House, half of them have regretted. Jubilee House are here. Everything they do there, we know, we get to know. Because
somebody who is building hospitals 111.
Why?
19th November. Flower pot overhead. Wakwako Biano.
Oh, na say na do na see.
Kumasi Airport, Tamale Airport.
Na do na see. Started
unprecedented roads.
Nanado is his government is unprecedented.
You has
it's a very lazy government. Very lazy government. The legacy we have seen broad day what not to do. And Anaya, you are convinced within yourself, say, this is not good. Politicians, we've had corruption. Yoko school, we had corruption. This regime actually stole. They didn't. It's not true corruption. They took it. One more you ask the woman here. As it will be a only bicycle. No we hear bicycle. No one your clients will be we are at the bicycle. Now to bicycle you have also per 100 Land Cruisers. Sad one dear. Auntie Nanaya, your ma people cannot even feed their children. Okay, because uko supermarket now also uko Tomilua. Ye mbisasa oye Mustapha yere ana oye Nanabi yere. What you do know is that your salary will have to buy a tin of Milo, Milo and milk at a very high price. U2 car filling station. Ye mbisasa oye NDC ni ana oye MPP ni. The duty of government is to make life easy for the ordinary Ghanaian. They haven't done that. Today, in fact, if you look at the number of people who jump out of Nanado and Baomia's boat, it's not possible for them to reconcile all Ghanaians to form a government. You can win and be a government.
You mean MPP, the division about Ghana?
Look, people just want a change, sir. Enough of the Nanado situation. Enough of the Baomia situation. Even as we speak, Aduchum still can go and stand outside and lie about free SHS, lie about scholarship. But you know that Get Fund, see our Ajihu loan. So what scholarship are you talking about?
Get Fund, mass scholarship, tertiary.
Me say.
They are students under Get Fund at the moment.
Nyomdiama or ministers, no. I just have a student that needs scholarship. I just have. She needs scholarship. Me say, Get Fund no. Revenue na yenya ediko Get Fund no. Mudi ye collateral for a loan. MPP government. So when they talk about scholarship, where are you going to take the money to pay for the scholarships? And Crawforty and Mrofra where you call Get Fund scholarship. Wamuti ya brochira for years. Government having paid.
You know your Ghana Scholarship Secretariat.
No. When you go, the scholarship, you still pass through Ghana Scholarship Secretariat, whether you are Get Fund or whatever it is.
Or more Get Fund, yeah, no more Ghana Scholarship Secretariat.
Get Fund beneficiaries wamutia brochire. I was in London and the people told me how much they have to pay to get a scholarship. I'm telling you. And if you have run down the economy like this, and we are saying that free SHS, munye ni iye, yeba yebe ni iye, wako jina na also we lecture, ni eba umiya ya ne, ujina babi ujina na nonso wa starti. But I felt that Aduchum would have been a better candidate as running mate, better than Napoya. You
think Aduchum is not doing well as education minister?
No, he would have been. He would have been better. He would have been only a better polished than Napo as running mate.
When
you go to okay, sure, that's fine.
I don't know, as a party, more two for parliamentarians in parliament. Speaker announcement, more two or more for say or more majority side.
Well, Nana, I say me I want parliament, you know, and yet legal issue, a common sense issue. They be a mechanical sabu yesuya if in penny for Kami wafa or say chairman sabunsu. Either suya majority leader. MPP will not be in this crisis. I'm telling you. A wisdom issue. So choosing arrogance versus reflective wisdom. And
it's about what is in the constitution.
Yeah, what the manifested implication of what some MPs have done is that they have simply abandoned their party and went in for another party. To me, when they were sacking the former
MP.
Yes, to me gave a very perfect illustration and explanation of what the Constitution says. And at that time, it served the MPP well.
But you chose not to go to court.
No, we don't need
to. MP, that's why
we don't need to go to court. But I'm saying that it served the MPP. Even if Marco Kwe made a mistake, the MPP enjoyed that bad ruling at the time. And I repeated, unfortunately, in multiples. So what you do, and we have just 2 months or 3 months to election.
Yeah.
You manage the other side of the divide. It's wisdom.
We have just a month.
But Apenyomakin is very arrogant, very disrespectful, very pompous, and very ignorant at the same time. And so, Onu, ni character, and Ama Sadi we.
He accuse him of say party and the tie the echoes of Parliament.
Now, opposite one and tie the echoes rechri. Party techri. Now, Bagbo or MPP ni. He's Bagbin MPP. He is NDC. The NDC controls the Speaker of Parliament. And I'm one crop. So NDC na kwa chere mon crop for some monko independence. And you one party na modi diame and agreed. Amamwa yi parliamentarians nibi and wobubu efu. And you couldn't use your internal mechanisms to address the issues. And when NDC are then. And I see. The implication is that you have 3 members of parliament, 2 going on independence, 1 have moved back into the party. So what you do? What a year, Bapenyomakins, what down for power, young company to forcing. To forcing is an LED NDC majority.
But Mota to force a chair on to me and funny decision. No, and can say a Fenyomakin
the party does not,
because he said he tried consulting.
We trust the leadership of parliament from our side. We trust them. We trust the speaker.
Do you believe you are in majority at the moment?
Yes. There is no way MPP will go and sit at majority in parliament.
Supreme Court added suspension.
Wait. Look, for the first time, ruling, they can sit there and make rulings, but they should go and enforce it and let's see. You see, the Supreme Court is opening room for the public to openly disregard whatever they do as a result of injustice, as a result of bad precedents, as a result of low confidence in the judiciary. And I think that Justice Tokuno should be worried. Say, under her tenure, we will see for the first time the Supreme Court will speak and people will disregard it. Because you can't force...
Constitutional interpretation.
May say, what they have done does not find solace in law. It's a wrong precedent. And I thought, sir, the application by the Speaker, sir, to amend the judicially what has happened, the erroneous judgment, to seek to amend it so that we re-establish the credibility and integrity of the judiciary was an open window for the court to do that exercise. It's a judicial exercise. And then you go and show ego. When you show ego, the Ghanaian
Supreme Court judges show ego.
Yes, the Ghanaian people are supporting whatever is happening in parliament because they can see, sir.
But really, it doesn't matter whether a majority, minority in parliament. We have just 1 month to elections.
Yes. So that's why I'm saying that it's a wisdom issue. Apenyomakin is not applying wisdom. Arrogance have never cooked anything. And Apenyo is not arrogant than anybody. He's not intellectual. Oh, you be a any day party no day anyansafo a wo mo party mu akwakoda. Any day why majority leader. You learn. Or say chairman Sabonsu Tama or majority leader. Do you see some of this arrogance?
He was also chairman Sabonsu's deputy.
So you learn. He didn't learn on the job. He's arrogant. You speak by heart. You insult Bagbin. Speaker Bagbin, Uyankwa. Who are Penyomakins? Uyankwa, Speaker Bagbin. And you want us to abandon our speaker for you. You are Penyomakins. Or no, you're
But before Penyomakin would speak against the speaker or share his opinion about speaker, as in speaker, Niso who saw your hene. No, more formal whip. Abeka says speaker na or a tyrant.
Or a tyrant. Speaker.
Muntaka says so.
Speaker not tyrant. Speaker is a speaker. And I think that, look, I dove my heart and respect for the speaker. Even the fact that in all of these things that are happening, he is calm. He spoke to the public to explain his side of the story. He reconvened Parliament. You are asking the speaker to enforce a judgment that was served on him. He should go and announce the judgment.
Judgment in by suspension.
Parliament. Na yenko yenimua mwanko. Three different people gave separate interpretations to the reasons why they were not there. Kennedy gave his own version. Apenyo Markins gave his own version. Apia Kubi gave his own version of that. Inconsistency. So I'm saying that wisdom manages people.
Party ne MPs no.
I may say Supreme Court can give the rulings, but they can't implement that in court.
The Supreme Court judgment and implementing in Parliament won't happen.
It won't happen. Take and read my lips. Justice Tokuno can sit there and do her politics. It will not happen.
But she's not the only person who is a judge.
I'm saying that she should sit there.
There are seven.
She should sit
seven judges.
She should sit there and do Nanado's bid. It won't happen on the floor of Parliament. There's no difference between the executive and the legislature, and of course the judiciary. And so if you sit there and you weaponize institutions,
Banana Republic.
it is so far.
We are in a democratic dispensation.
Unfortunately, that is why
three arms of government.
That is why the MPP must go to opposition, because they have not been able to master the wisdom to manage a necessary evil. This is the first time in our democracy. The ruling government is on control an arm of government, and they can't tolerate it. Indiscipline, they cannot. Stand there. Parliament is not controlled by the MPP. Into no papa nefi. It didn't work. Mo Crawford no more across the carpet. And no NDC for ya. Mon Crawford na chowe. If they withdraw from independence now, and as a case no close. And you know na wako chop pictures. And I'm there to Facebook and Crawford no step it down. And one buy ya mbaka as one step it down there. And you know na kofa buy ya Cynthia Morrison ko mko tu. So when you have people who misbehave in their party and they want to accuse the NDC of their own misbehavior, I don't know they call him Speaker Bagwin. Wo Attorney General. Who now say or no speaker no cannot solicit or find a judicial legal representation for himself. Anna or call or sole sourcing for a lawyer. Who said no? PPA have rejected his offer. When PPA rejected the offer, you are in court against the same speaker. Before the Supreme Court, the speaker cannot defend himself. Yet you are at the other side attacking the speaker in law, and you ask the speaker not to go and take a lawyer. Sister Nanaya, does this find place in common sense? Does it find place in? You want to tie the speakers, and if let them know, Bagben is not somebody you can tie his hand behind his back.
Or your lawyer,
they can't. And I'm saying that the judiciary should purge themselves of their miscarriage of justice and the fact that Ghana do not trust the judiciary anymore.
But you're too bad now in case there are issues.
We won't go to court. We are the own court.
Now some of the master in Supreme Court.
NDC the own court.
More the master in Supreme Court.
May say election. What's the election? NDC will never step in that court for anything. Every single issue of this election will be settled at the polling station. Will be settled at the polling station.
Yeah, too very.
Me say every issue.
Pink sheet. There are issues within the pink sheet.
Pink sheet. Imagine pink sheet.
Jane Mensa now so.
Huh? You better announce.
Wabo figures. Any nipa we winning. Ebia na ankwaya mo the parliamentary candidate bi mo ha wo ho ana presidential.
Oh, sad. Secret biom because 2020 no. Womu use encrophobia or more uniform. Look, MPP for around every land guards. And now woman and you have to trust them. The guys are not willing to do it. Because and I will be how much MPP for. Look, they are all over the place looking for land guards.
To do what?
To go and to cause atrocities in this election. But because they almost say election day, no matter to that and Crawford and Kotwaba. Who got tutu will be ben so be tutu.
Baby bang.
What you do what they back as I say. Ghanaians was our campaign when NDC for campaign. Ghana for campaign. Ghana for against a corrupt regime. We crowd here and yet Ghana for the MPP for ntoka. By all means, as I see a ye Nanado version of politics no, out of our democracy. It is a period that we should delete completely from our records because it's so irritating, it's so nauseating, it's so painful to read, say, President Bibaya or not the legacy.
We're introducing free SHS.
That be the legacy, they say. Or empower Nabusian for above all Ghanaians. Ashanti region, MPP, almost stronghold free. Wabaye, MPP cannot show say 7 years. Almost a factory back one, employing for 10 Ashanti region. Okay, how more the rest of Ghana? OT region, me Jose. Because one this karma akwabia, what promise you so be winning seat? OT region, my MPP. Omo winning tea. Na do boy fu say wa ma oti region. What ti omo region adent na omo anto such an intolerant leader. And Nanado have never been to oti region since that time. Besine. No single construction of or a developmental project by this government happened in oti region. Ko Western region baby acquire a statue CA. Ko Ahanta constituency de ko he. Ubeka say honey ye mining. And you call your statute.
But baby, a statue is in we renovate if you Quanta Hospital.
95.1.
Oh, and run about no so the statue is
renovation. It me my statue. And as in ministers crying more about so. Kenya statue in Tuamuso. Na na do no ana obi. Obet sa hey. The former president to ana no. Former president John Mahama. Na na do obamu. Or handy over power mao. Ni bangalo baby obeda empo. You denied him. And you want to be honored, Nanado. That is why they have police people sitting there, protecting a statue.
Sitting where?
At the statue, but beyond a statue. San Crofonso mebuno. And I'm parampanso mebuno.
But that's lawlessness.
That is what?
And
that is ensuring that somebody who does not have to be honored is not honored. Somebody who afflicted you, put poverty on you, somebody who is very corrupt, somebody who has supervised corruption against the people of Ghana, somebody who used his power, gave it to Kenoforiata to collapse even his own friends, their banks. Nadafu Bakuse Kenoforiata Najo, no on a meeting, Adebechino collapsing the bank.
Dr. Baumia, why the banking system they had to do the cleanup.
Yeah,
and that or say NDC for the creative summit.
Sankro for no ya bubu ya collapse one bank ni nyina. Womo nyame be kasa tia Baumia. He's lying. He's lying. It's a lie. What MPP NDC for creative problem one. Near 9 billion. Ultimately 25 billion this one. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Where did they learn that kind of economics? NDC are creating a 9 billion problem. You use 25 billion.
The bank was in crisis.
No, you
I'm saying still na ejiegu na kabanya you supported them to stand on their feet.
Our support to the banks means we have created
and it didn't work.
So that support in Baumia's eyes is a problem. This is an economist speaking. This is your kind of a person who wants to be a president. NIPA support to the banks to stand on their feet so that we can retain the jobs security of Ghanaians. and the savings of Ghanaians. Sika did that bank or bet me protect it. Said the bank in Gunan Crofusika Ira. And Timunyi Ghana Fusika Namon Van Shamwase. Na banks intimina. Also, it's our problem near 9 billion.
Onua FM.
And who could demolish our building now? Yes, see 9 billion. I also a problem. No, the 25 million they demolish. Are you crazy? Number 2. One more banana Bank of Ghana, Central Bank of Ghana and Moka. And the Bank of Ghana bankrupt as a result of financial malfeasance and mismanagement.
They made losses.
They didn't make losses. Why? A Bank of Ghana.
And they made losses.
400 and something billion. Losses. And when you spend more, you make losses.
But the governor says, baby, way say, dollar na kwasro na oha na saba abafom kitwe bi na abafom no. Small matter.
That is basic economics.
He can solve the problem. Just say, and yet matter be another.
Let him solve it.
He can stabilize the dollar.
See, that is why you see that the people in government and the governor of Bank of Ghana, they are not serious. Because Nanaya, Otihe, and Rasa Odi will be $10,000. Equivalent to by 60 about 160,000 within 2 weeks, and then 17.3. You have to go and look for 173,000. The difference is 13,000 Ghana cedis within 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so what cost shipping container free bruchina na bar? Maybe what a container no $5,000 with duty $2,000. Wako calculate sikana sadia na obetono sikana obenyano ebetimi atua o container no bo ubedu Ghana portwa now dollar na 16 about 17.3 waboka your business have collapsed. Okay, so somebody is sitting at Bank of Ghana and taking tea when Ghanaians are losing their capital and their money, and these kind of people have the effrontery to say give them the economy to manage again. Why? Me say, Baumia is vice president. Let him so at least all implement the problem ba kupe. Ne amfa ne serious. Wotimi mama ba bontia ba be ka kire be ne wo say. Won kwala wo mu ohia edew. Wejuma say no. So no vice president no solve problem ni nyina wo pese oba president a o ma den. Do you take him serious? Do you think that such a character represent your status of a president? Obey the amount. And I think me I want go school yanko me the president.
And to omo say, so if that is what it is, and you think Baumia could do something now. Kase adena former president as president 4 years, in fact vice before president 4 years. No. Initiatives so that be now one starting anya ho adwuma so Ghana would be better off than today. Ideas, what would you say?
Ideas are not concrete. Ideas are revelation. And ideas come as and when society grows. The problem we are facing today was not there in 2016. Problem I am facing there was not there in 2014. 2014 had its own peculiar problems. And John Dramani Mahama took bold decisions. At the time one, Ghana had an economic problem. He wasn't arrogant with it. Okay, meaning so can was a century declaration. Or say Ghana for nyina mum
economist.
Yanya o man ba ko nyen kwotna nyen to adwen said ye be ya ye be ye hu afiro how yimu. He did that. And when we came back from century, things began to pick up and you lose election me boy. We mu ba ye wom say COVID. Ebi mu kwa de wom say Ukraine. You couldn't solicit national consensus on how to solve our local problem because they were stealing the money. Now you listen. We have investigated 58 government appointees. If I tell you the sum of money they have stolen, you will collapse.
Tell me.
I won't say it now. They will be pursued.
58
of Nanado's appointees.
Ministers.
And look, they can bend documents, they can bend ministries. We have the dockets already. We have the documents ready. We have investigated them.
It is a Ghana for January 2025. Yes, swear mu in 7 January.
Yes.
You are going to go after 58 minutes.
One more the properties sikani bi egu omu dem. One more the be two girlfriends.
You are talking about Cecilia Dapa?
No, enye wonu kra de wonka. Look, Cecilia Dapa de no ye something little. And $1 million asem. The money that they found under Cecilia Dapa's bed, an old lady. Look at what you have done to the country. Sika ya kwa jeno si ya kwa dredge Odo River. What was your dredge?
Yeah, but that money is not with Cecilia Dapa.
Where is it? Is it with the president?
I said where you investigating?
Why?
Special prosecutor.
Now when him said the special prosecutor was nearly killed. Do you know that? He was almost assassinated.
By who?
Me say, but for the fact that his car was bulletproof, Nanado appointed him. In this government, they couldn't protect him. He was nearly killed. But that's the conversation for another day. So I'm saying that the money that they have taken, that money alone can develop this country. All the loans that they have taken, the inflated prices they use as a sinking measure. You go
after finance minister, former finance minister.
Oh, Kanofurata, they're so Owukra yebe jelino. Kanofurata. Owukra Ghanaians will jail. If President Mahama doesn't jail Kanofurata, Ghanaians will rise up against him after December 7th. Kanofurata. Let him die. His dead body will be jailed. Including 58 of them. So they should stop this cock and bull story of our economy had challenges. They have stolen the money. And Anado have supervised same. Me say, when we win the election,
they are going to jail the former health minister.
Why? Kokwaji Mamenu.
Yes.
Ni ode a contract man Nigeria nino. Womunya, I think $18 million. Only 7 million, no, 26 or 7 million. Only 7 million about Ghana for bottom. Ghana for try. Hey,
it's part of your list.
COVID Sikano. No, no, the Auditor General Canada. And is not a subject of further investigation. Auditor General Canada. So this government is a syndicate that we should not entertain in our modern MPP from Penny for today. If they get opportunity, they will go and do re-election of a flag bearer and a running mate.
You think they made a bad choice by
No. They know that they have realized he won. Baumia, look.
Elections.
Look, no president have gotten or saying Kennedy I think 40%. Kennedy Ashanti region 55%. Nationally, I think 38% or 42%. 42%. 42% of MPP people didn't want Baumia to be their flag bearer. Then after he has become a flag bearer,
Baumia won with 61.43%.
Correct. 39. And that's 38. Kennedy alone got 38%. MPP 4, one more after they have elected him. And near my why you near work can revelations about Bonte. I'm a woman who's there. Almost as if from Napo crowd, your crowdness, I am. No more fees and Napo. Ever represented Etimia draw Ashanti influence into the election. But Adia Obian's so. Nanaya, Mimi is Semu for your business. Ye tare, but your business force. Nyankopon ehwe Ghana for no Asante for no de business atu omutim eni kwawufo nka ne de edi akire nyumaku a asai wo krom ha no wo nyina ya Asante for no wo mkoso aban we so.
You think NPP will lose their stronghold?
MPP Ashanti
or their votes will reduce?
The stronghold of the MPP, individuals from there, are more affected negatively by this government than any other group of people. And you makua say, uko spare parts, importation will krum Asante for ne.
Aboso kan.
Asante for bebre ya ofikumase na ye ne kwa. They are more affected negatively under Nanado than any other government. Office woman also. And Napo has failed.
But Nanado is not on the ballot paper.
Hey, as a man, okay. Nanado since I see now any vote for Bawumia is a vote for Nanado to, hide his atrocities, to cover up. Because when the NDC comes today, we will go after Nanado.
Go after a former president. It hasn't happened before.
Look, if Nanado is allowed to go scot-free for his atrocities against the people of Ghana, no president will ever respect the people of Ghana again.
You will sue Nanado?
Let me tell you. When Ghanaians, and you are listed out here, Ghana for Kafri Hautie, say, people believe that Nanado have supervised a scam against them.
Onua FM,
Political scam against them. And so, when the NDC comes to power,
you chase Nanado. You go after him.
Everybody that have dealt badly with the people of Ghana. Look, if we don't have a generation who are willing to clean political nonsense and madness, our country will sink. And never again should any government be given an opportunity to do what we have seen under Nanado. So Bawumia is a convenient.
But do you think you'll be able to govern if you decide to go after a former president?
We are not going after hard-working Ghanaians. May say Nanado is an island. He's on his own. The party is not supporting him. Magdan, we and Nano, Magdan, in the bad state of Nanado. You are one of the beneficiaries of Nanado's magnanimity. In the bad state of him. You worked in this country, own an aviation at the airport without proper documentation. Magdan, Uko Ayi Ada Sege. Somebody was killed. You demolished people's houses to do salt factory. What Jinkrofono livelihood? NDC bas, back to the people. It will be renegotiated.
You will pay judgment debt.
And what judgment debt? A poorly negotiated. What the Ghana for Japadia Diama will be back.
Sign a contract. Now contract when so
contract.
Now Oba contract more.
You are exploring. You are taking natural resources. If the government decide to say the society is not benefiting, Sege, what is there? Go do her. What they have is salt. Muakwakoje akunkonso. And Crofonica now the langas will be ekuum. Magdan, you are coming to insult the man who have made you such a disloyal person.
He said,
look, from next week, the way Nanado's friends will leave him, he will be the most lonely person.
You think Magdan is one of them?
They've used him, yes. Magdan is one of them. They've used Nanado wrongly. So even him, in his quiet state, I can imagine what is going in his mind now. And Nanado's Bawumia's candidature is for the convenience of protecting Nanado's bad legacy. Say, if Bawumia is president, there will be a briefing space to cover up all the atrocities for another.
What did he say? Ghana for yes, info analytic analysis be about me research about this election, and they say you're going to win, hands down, and they've been consistent with that. And fetch. They almost research by and showing tilting towards your end.
Yes.
That NDC will win presidential and also win parliamentary.
Yes. Parliamentary MPP for Belusunu. It will be overwhelming than we lost in 2016. Look, it's a national consensus rejection.
You believe in that statistic?
They say even MPP for penny for no EPS one co-opposition, one party. That's why I'm telling you that if there is an election, an opportunity today,
MPP penny for me.
But yeah, me say MPP Mpenyifo Kukudam want this party to go to opposition because what is happening to the MPP, that is not the MPP we know. MPP are one brand woman in the past. Say a school for ne and your friend say intellectuals. And him the four no. MPP for one doors room and the NDC yeah veranda boys and girls and by heart zongo for. And ne boy MPP dia krono ne di echire and some phone ne di echire atrocities vandalism and ne di echire MPP must rebrand themselves and the anyansa for a party no fees at one party no and some opposition and I'm telling you that if there's an opportunity today na MPP for uncle primaries and some go choose running meter Flagbearer Baumia will not be a choice.
You think if should in case Ghanaians don't vote for Baumia and they go for primaries Baumia will
winning he will not. Baumia's title will be former Flagbearer of the MPP market. He would never be a president of Ghana. A young man who have led this level of intellectual dishonesty,
95.1
held lectures. You know you are lying and you continue to lie as a vice president.
Baumia campaign
One campaign yes and a direction. What are you talking about? Who's a Ghana for soon? Can't you see? One by year, Yansa Semben or much Ghana for in the last 1 year when they got elected.
What is digitalizing the economy?
Look, I have spoken about digitalization before. Digitalization embodies every government. There's no government. President Kufuor Baye, there was digitalization. He did it. President Mills Baye OYB. President Mama Baye or continue. President Akufo-Addo Baye OYB. Why should a vice president be taking credit for even things ministers have done? It's nonsense. When Baumia is telling you that you better see electric cars, na dum so ho nti anya electric cars eba na ya ufie ya de yibe tare ho na adechi an wa charge o car beboa. Is the government planning the infrastructure of digitalization in that regard? They don't have it. We don't have it. So digitalization is a gradual process of industrial and economic revolution.
Mame fa nkwa Memphis Central na me wia mababe wie with the NRA clergy Mushia, former president of Ashanti region.
Yes.
What do you make of the judgment yesterday?
I have always known, sir, we'll come to that bridge. In as much as I don't trust the Chief Justice, in as much as there's a public perception that Ghana don't trust the judiciary, I think that there are some noble men within the judiciary.
I don't know, say at one breath, at a force in winning a court in Semia. At another breath, you're accusing them.
No, at two force.
You're excited what happened there.
At two force in the end, it was an expose. There was nothing you can do. It was an expose. Papa na nyehwe more than akusi court. And I Ghana force the company. You don't have an option. But you see, there's no point. Me saying, Nana, ya unim say me fear na ye demolish ye no. Ye the ex-party order na demolish me fear me. Me ka ankrofo nyin ex-party order, an order obtained from the court without my knowledge. I've not been sued. I've never been in court. I've never been summoned. The court didn't hear me. Say obi abeka say we see asase won dan so. What sit down on asase so. Brabe prove how you got the land, whether the land is yours or not, for the court to even listen to me, gave an order to demolish my houses. So first injustice. Number two, there's no way an interlocutory injunction that doesn't deal with the substance of the matter before it, to deny a political representation.
What substance?
Some
people within your party took a more parliamentary candidate to court.
That's right. What call court no?
And the injunction. And I'm more fair to the court to about the
Yanko issue no. And a court they decided say, man ko be anko kasa we a parliamentary candidate until you be issue.
95.1.
Okay.
It was about the case.
Yes. So it was about the case. In that regard, so what I'm saying is that the court no enyanko substance of the matter. And to una na yati hey na echina
medwane e parliament.
Medwane akọ court. Na makasa ukunu nyawo.
Aye.
Na ukunu entie umpo, court entie umpo na wejawo. It's injustice.
There be obema wa gina atwentwen so ansa.
Ya atwentwen so na etie. And I'm say court no betwen no wetie. Nti court no atie yen. And afei omo abo asem na egu. Omo hu say asem na ni gina because one, Ayina womu se womu hwehwe no. Asem na womu raise in court.
Do you want to tell me you didn't have a good representation from the beginning?
From the beginning,
your lawyers, her lawyers.
Oh no, lawyer there. It's not about good or bad lawyers.
Because it took title, sorry, and my judgment we buy.
Edwige was there.
Yes,
that is the handwork of the director of legal of the NDC.
Yes.
A wise man will look for support. The most important focus of the legal director of the NDC was to ensure that matter was dealt with, and it's been dealt with. Hey, so even if I think
will it affect anything there at Amenfi Central?
Oh, and powder, and Uncle Fordy Bo. Kwachi didn't do well. Honorable Kwachi didn't do. He didn't treat himself fairly.
What has this case got to do with the former MP?
Ufri MPP Nwaba.
And imagine no.
And ye
as a parliamentary candidate. Oh,
yeah, no DC. Yeah, no DC. And I was some Amenfi and woman G two. In the Sama Wakonya, and I would two sitting MP. Would you be 2 hours a day? You are holding the party to the ground. And I see a mob brasa. And I know actually no. Me would do matem.
Why did you him?
Honorable Kwachaka. Even in his situation, Miss Anso call Amenfi some queen. I'm friends so MP.
Would you attempt so in there?
My bow constituency, you man, Shiana, young Dinkita no dimatem. Nam see you, D National Chairman, DD General Secretary atem. When you have party in any idea anymore.
Yes, so much Joanna Jessica.
Why?
Minimum
no. Until so obey a candidate. I don't know her. Ya ji obisi kan today. Ono obi anji ni sika nko be free MPP ababedi. And na wako election we lose. And na party no nullify sa election no. And your man wakonwa say san ko gina biem.
95.1.
E bia na wako win na nka asem ayi den. E de na asem ekọ. Okoya wako forgery signature. Instead of so do form be konia sign. No wako forgery branch executive signature. Ni achew. Na ve ye invite you also okay say sadia about no be film. And our film. And na wote hobi.
And now Gina as independent candidate. Oh, I'm Amenfi Central.
Onya hwe.
Oh, yeah, sure say ha mo candidate. Ha mo candidate.
That be the ye ko wini aba no Amenfi Central. Mark my words. Joanna John is a young lady. You may not like her, but she's a choice of her people. She has the backing of the Amenfi people. Koshe nyuma abaywa no yen wo ho. No honorable Kwachiwa ebi. No wa frustrate you abaywa isa o baba na nkobi yen sanka obepen.
Mame Fankwa Ashanti region, I'm ending with that.
Yes.
And His Excellency the former President John Dramani Mahama went to Ashanti region. In fact, I heard an audio from a journalist, and I was just say, I don't even want to glorify it by even playing it. A fear.
And
me person me vomit.
Oh, okay.
Nakasane time. Calling on security to be careful because the vice president is in Ashanti region campaigning, so therefore the former president cannot come there and meet the clergy. I'm like, oh, that's too strong.
Let me tell you.
That's too strong.
Let me tell you. Let me tell the
retract.
MP.
That's too strong.
I retract. Let me tell you.
Only
let me tell the MP.
95.1.
So woman no year wrong move, they will regret their actions. Ashanti region nyom.
Are you recruiting people in Ashanti region?
To do what?
Through Kofi Boache.
To do. Look, my main first step one I'm reaching.
Okay.
Ashanti region ho mo buomu kwasia. They disrespected the people of Ashanti region. When they were drawing their Japadie book, did they remember that Ashantis were there? Yeni e kwatro Japadie document no. Enye ewo no mo ka say. Said the niama kono Asantifo no beka so wo mu party. They should deny the people of Ashantis and give it to a convenient candidate. Baumia. Document they now. Didn't they implement it? Is it the NDC that implemented it?
I don't know the document you are talking about.
Ashanti region. Look, as we the MPP will lose in Ashanti region. It doesn't matter how much money they share. They will lose. And I can tell you that they won't rig a single ballot paper in Ashanti region this year. They will not. Nana do say want to be will bring the results. You better try to here. Want to be will not move an inch. And if he's a man,
but that would be would be against his human rights.
If he's a man, let him make a wrong step. The soldiers they are standing there and doing, we don't care. We are going into an election. The NDC doesn't have a plan to rig. The NDC doesn't have a plan of violence. But we will return any gesture that is extended to us in full fold. Kofi Boache, why is Antony? Now to me, cry no papa is remuning. We are yedua. What to me is our brother. He's a nodna. Who cry womb free asante and ne waka got asante for comes and dictating. It is not everybody who falls under Untumi's kind of behavior. Now, Kofi Boache or no ya Santi Chocho Mucho 100%. Wono o Trateno. Kofi Boache was the police commissioner. Adameboa.
He's now an NDC.
And no retire and also join NDC.
NDC.
Bonnie COP Alex Mensa. Near 1 year recording now. Omun record. Unim Jordan or my order Mamubu Mifie. Do you know he's the one? On your board of Yoko CCI, Yam Fananko Yoko so board member. Even this delinquent is being made a board member of a reputable organization as Yoko. Obi Ayachinwa or plotting coup.
Plotting what?
Plotting coup. If you are planning to use the police to determine the outcome of an election,
would have been in court.
It's a coup. MPP, when we come, we'll prosecute him.
Okay, 58. No,
not the end yet. Service misconduct.
And a plus.
And only a service any police officer, any military officer who will misconduct yourself, you treat you like a politician. Yen yanum MPP for the yenimuamo. MPP for ni mesumi nimuamo. There's no way Justin Kodia or Nanabi can ask anybody to come and attack
or
me.
the Justin Kodia.
Justin Kodia. And to one police in here, yeah, you sue for the wrong reasons. Who will deal with you?
Did you use them
today?
Did you use them 2016?
Today, as I'm speaking to you, today, we are not doing any recruitment. Kofi Boache is not doing any recruitment, but we are preparing ourselves. Said nobody will die in this election. The election will be very peaceful because MPP for offer to Befabi, Omofa a Konya Befabi, and to Obi and himself, young quiet crowd no Namho, Obi Abakofi. That is why one to me is scared of Kofi Boache. Also, because I feel we are Ashanti region, they can't do what they will do. Fake ballot papers cannot work. But let me tell you, police commanders and the security of this country and the destiny of this country in the next 1 month is in the hands of the IGP and the CDS of the Ghana Armed Forces. But you know our response to that. We don't have a police service without people who are politically attached anymore. Oko Ghana police service, and even police officers want to be pulling agents. We don't worry about what MPP is doing, but we certainly know that Oko use police in so Wonko di Bonia, the Yanku police in will deal with him. That is where the thing will start. Oko Ghana Armed Forces, soldier for them, Wamusu Abusian for a woman who's a buying way, ye. So when you ask the military, they said the one plan is there. Ewutu constituency apenyo markings wo wom dia soldier for be wakoya to asem wo ho no ye twan wom wo ho soldier for wom de be kono bi mu so be NDC for nti wudi bon no wayankofo will deal with you. When you do that, will allow civilians to go through a very peaceful election. So nobody will misbehave in this country in this election, not even the MPP. And what is happening in Ashanti region, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama can claim say he has developed Ashanti region that their own Nana Akufo-Addo. What does it? I didn't Nana don't call statue or Ashanti region.
Nana didn't do a statue in the West.
Maybe he did. He went.
He did not.
No. He did.
Nana did not.
They sponsored it.
The statue was not done by
Nana. They sponsored it. The regional minister have even deployed police there. Yes, Baby also a uncompleted runabout near the Nana do a year. What to be that? He should go and do that in Ashanti region where he got his vote from. Because he didn't develop the place, he cannot do it there. And I'm saying that he should be commissioning projects. 2016 by this time, campaign, we're going to lose. But His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was commissioning projects.
He will be commissioning flower pot on the 19th.
Flyover. But that is not a problem. Ghanaians will use it. Ghana people know that project they started here. And that area, they know that it's not an adult project. But he's the president. Let him commission. A Honson is statue because he way.
That's it. Deputy General Secretary Emma NDC Mustapha Bande ni friend wo ona mena na twetwe nkomo yi
Onua 95.1 FM